Well, hello, hello, hello. It's been a trying,
It's been
a
a
trying
trying time.
process to get this up and running live, but here we are. The Reels crew is live from New York. We have Andreen from Solely Tennis Travels,
Hello.
right super close and next and comfy and all
A little
lovey,
too
right
close.
next to
Just
her.
for gay comfort.
Yes, we've got Reels from New York on the grounds, who is very uncomfortable sitting so close to a woman.
Yeah, it's a little too close to gay company. If Kev walks by, he's not gonna like this.
Listen, Pierre's kissing other women's faces. So
No,
I don't
he's
know what
not.
you're talking
Yeah,
about.
he's not kissing other women's faces.
I did. I saw it.
No, he's
You
not.
have to go to more tournaments.
He got
Yeah.
he's putting up a front. I understand how these things are for
Oh
public, innit?
Lord, fine,
For the
fine.
right money, I'll go to the back exit.
Oh, believe what you must. Believe
Oh
what
my
you must.
God. So hey, here we are.
You sure we're alive?
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're
And
live.
you are live. What's your feel for the ground so far? It's been an interesting day.
You know what? I have to let real honest opinion. This is not the best Labor Day I've ever had here. I think it might be the worst one. Only, you know what? That doesn't only in the sense that I'm used to madness on Labor Day. It's mad here, mad crowded. I would be feeling the value of my Armstrong ticket. I'd be like, yes, gosh, perfect. I'm so glad I paid for this ticket instead of like getting the unreserved seats. I don't feel that so much this year. I
What's
felt like I might have
missing?
been able.
What's
Well,
missing?
I do think to Andreen's point, one of the things is probably logistics because this is the first year where grandstand has been moved.
The new
So
one,
the
yeah.
new one. So marquee matches, which would have been on grandstand,
The old
the
grandstand.
old grandstand, which is literally right next to Armstrong. You can literally look over into grandstand. It's not there anymore. So you don't have that many people around, buzzing around in the area. And all of this is pretty close to the entrance or exit. So you had all that people were coming in, people were leaving, people were going into the stadium, people were coming out of the stadium. And these two stadiums were very close to Ash.
Yeah.
So, but it's not that way anymore. So that might be part of the problem. And
So
all of the
things
men, yeah,
things
to
just
make
feel a
things
little more spread out.
right. And then also that everything is on schedule. So you have no hangover matches from the day before or anything like that. So all of the singles matches were basically on two courts. And they put like all the big money on Ash.
Yeah, I mean,
And Delpo got an easy match because he pulled
yeah.
out. And then Venus got everybody hopes up high and then fuck it all over. And then Serena
Yeah.
was just like business as usual. You know, Shabitova didn't do anything. So it's sort of like there was no real like excitement and pumping juices. And I mean, like, you know, Simone is not gonna bring it. Stan is not necessarily gonna bring the kind of excitement and crowd. And Kate, not really, because all of this was just relatively straight sets affair.
Yeah,
So there was,
that's
Yeah.
part of
so
it.
there is
Usually there's a five setter. Usually there's a five setter,
right.
a couple five setters, or some really tight matches on Armstrong that really sort of makes it feel like, okay, the plebs are getting
Like a big deal.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a big deal. Like it's for the casual tennis fan that comes out on Labor Day, you really feel like you're getting a show.
Not so much
So
today, huh?
not so much today because the difference is between I mean, I think the tightest match today was the Venus match.
Even
And
Hala and Halep.
but it was straight sets.
It was straight sets, but it was tight within the point. But that was very earlier up.
Yeah.
For people who came later, like after 12 or something, they were like they missed all of that.
Yeah, it's like wah, wah. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not certain what's happening, but I felt like the schedule was maybe it is the moving of the old
Yeah,
grandstand
because people
the
not
schedule.
over
Yeah,
here.
usually that you would sort of wander back and forth between
Right.
the two stadiums, and
And
there
you
would
can't do
feel
that
like this
anymore.
sense
No.
of
Yeah.
like I don't know. There was just like a real like energy in the place. It's really cleared out. It is, and I just think you know what? It just so happens that I think today the matchups just aren't
Yeah, because
compelling.
last year, I think if I'm not mistaken, last year Murray lost to had all that excitement because it was a full set. I think it was like
Yeah.
5 sets. So excuse me, you had something that was kind of like having the people energized, and then people, and as I said before, you can literally walk from grandstand, old grandstand, into Armstrong, look over into each other. So you can look from Armstrong into old grandstand. So you had that kind of like, oh, I'm getting two for the price of one. Everyone, people who were from Ash were trying to run into Armstrong, but you didn't have that today.
There was no energy for
There was no
that.
energy for that at all.
Yeah, so that's
too
kind of
bad.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's just like
Just different.
First, it's different. It didn't feel like
Yeah.
it was worth spending the money for Armstrong. It's so funny. This year was the first time I thought to myself, depending on how these draws go in the future, I might just bag this Armstrong package. You know what I mean? It just didn't have, I need the matches to be tighter and the outcomes to be less certain. Because I don't know if you saw, I shared this note because 5 years ago, or was it 4 years ago, the match I was seeing, it came up on my timeline, and it was Del Potro versus Andy Roddick for his retirement match.
Yeah.
And it was Muzz, I think, versus Cilic, where Muzz was 2 sets down. So, you know what I mean? Like, that tension that's completely missing today.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm hoping for the night session that we'll have some interesting and compelling matches, because I don't think that happened last night either. So it's a little bit.
Well,
middling.
good. Hey, let's say hi to Yvette. Let's say hi to Nigel. I'm
Oh,
sure
hey,
Master
Yvette and
Ace is
Nigel.
out there.
Yes.
Yes.
But there's some really new things. There's some new things. Let's say, okay, so the big thing is that with Grandstand, they now added an Adidas shop. There wasn't an Adidas shop before.
Oh.
So all the Adidas gear is suddenly here. All the Adidas athletes you can profile them, because I have to say that this used to be a Nike town space.
Yeah, I was going to just say, was it all Nike before?
It was all pretty much Nike. So now there's a real strong Adidas presence. A lot more alcohol stands, a lot more food choices, because with the new grandstand underneath them are new restaurants and bars and other spaces for you to hang out and socialize. So that's a nice, welcome addition. It's not green. So it's not green like, say, Cincy is green, or even Indian Wells is green. It's just a lot of other sponsor stuff.
Yeah.
So more money for the tournament, I'll say.
More money for you to spend.
Yet. Exactly. I haven't sampled the food yet, so I'll be able to tell later on when I pick something to sample.
Okay, special shout out, sorry, for Judith Smith. Lois, I'm so sorry. You did tell me where you were, and I didn't see it until now. I'm so sorry. You were here. For me, I would have met you. I wasn't being,
shady.
I really didn't see it. My phone notification gets really late.
Maybe you should text her and see if she's still here. Is she here for the rest of the day?
Okay.
So maybe you could still arrange to meet up. So that's just like initial impression for the day.
Let's talk about so we haven't gotten together in this way since we did our draw show. How fucked up is your draw?
Let me just say, Janina insists that we have a theme every year, like I keep saying.
Shut up.
I have to say that I've been getting positive feedback about people saying I love 1997 and how I was being shady about the Spice Girl wasn't shit. And they tried to come for me at my age, and I was like, unfortunately, I lived through the entire Spice Girl.
And little do they know you're the baby of the podcast.
I mean, obviously,
in many ways and why.
Obviously, the women's draw, mine is like already been killed, because I had Serena, I had Venus in the final. That's not happened. Remember, I had Venus and Muggs. But you know what? I'm not even gonna laugh, because you know what? Venus could have gotten through Kopliskova. Let's be real. If Venus had taken care of Kopliskova when she was up 5-1. I mean, I call her Cox, so I don't get messed up with the Christina, although Christina is not fine. Is nowhere near here, but no need to confuse the sisters.
You don't confuse the sisters at all.
But if my sense of it is that if Venus had taken care of business when she was up 5-1, she would have been able to maybe coast a little bit in that second set.
Yeah, because she was up a break too.
Yeah, she was also up a break, so that match could have been done efficiently. But bless her heart, she gave us the tensest match all day.
Oh my God!
Drama, like to save
Hold
match
up.
points.
At Foot Fault Tennis, you ain't right. So wrong. He
What
says,
did I do?
he says, it like in 1997, my lady's draw has died like Princess Diana. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh no!
Well, truth be told, remember last week y'all complained that I didn't do anything about the draw? For the bottom half, I didn't touch it. I just didn't know how. This looked like a fucking shit show. Anybody can get in there. And what do you know? Vinci's in the quarterfinal.
Oh my
And-
God.
Okay, let's give it to Master Ace for calling that Vinci would get through this.
Yes.
Which, by the way, Master Ace, that is a stellar pick because I think Vinci herself wasn't convinced because she's having ankle issues.
Yeah.
So she looked like she was about to cry in one of her last matches, and yet she's still here,
Yeah.
What the
still
fuck?
here, and ready to take on
Man,
Curbs.
And I know some people complained about that she wasn't on Ash instead of Wozniacki. Actually, Vinci said she's quite happy to be on. She was very happy to be on Armstrong because she has good memory. She won the doubles title, if I'm not mistaken, on Armstrong. So she was happy to be.
And let's be
side by
honest, Armstrong is just a better atmosphere.
It's a better
It really
atmosphere.
is.
Honestly, it is intimate, and there's a lot. New York City. There's always an Italian to root for at the U.S. Open. The people reading that, side swiping now. It's true. Do well here at the U.S. Open, one way or the
Well,
other.
I'm gonna
Unfortunately
tell
for
you what.
last year.
What?
The only people left in my draw, not the only people left. The only ones I got right. It's ugly.
You got slaughtered like all of us.
And Serena. That's it. That's it. Kerber
Oh,
and
for the
Serena.
round of 16, I got Serena right. I got Kala right. I got Venus right.
I mean moving forward.
Moving forward. Well, I always have Serena going forward. That's always a safe bet.
I
That's a
know.
safe
She's a
bet,
safe
right?
And
bet.
that's about it because I didn't pick anything beyond that really. I didn't even.
Well-
I'm surprised that Halep got this far.
Yeah,
Spencer
I was
fucked
kind
me
of counting.
over. Hey,
Yeah, I was kind of counting on how. Well, you know what? Guess what? Look who still my faithful warrior is Aga Radwanska.
You know
Y'all
what?
thought she was gonna go down early, and you know what? I felt entirely comfortable putting her all the way through. I took a chance and gave it to some Muggses, fucking Sveta. I don't know what the fuck I was. I thought Mikhail might see this as an opportunity to do something with her draw, and she was an idiot.
Yeah.
And I took Petra. Petra's still around. I mean, she didn't do anything against Kerber last night, but that's to be expected. Because guess what? Petra cares about two things. Everybody thinks, okay, let me just say, everyone thinks it's really cute that when you ask Petra about serious things in sports, she mentions that she just wants to take a nap. Okay, she's an
Bitch don't
athlete.
care.
Bitch, I mean, let's be honest. Imagine if any other person on tour would
Imagine when Serena just mentioned, "I don't want to be here."
Exactly.
When she only said that, not because she was at the tournament, she was specifically referring to she didn't want to be in the press conference at this late hour, having just beaten Svina.
I know, but no. Everybody else is like, oh, poor Petra. She's so cute. She just wants to take a nap, and she doesn't even care about things like her ranking. Guess what, Petra? That's what you are supposed to care about as an athlete.
Exactly.
And maybe go out there with some strategy about how to beat Kerber. Didn't look like she
honest to
cared.
God, I mean, Petra is supposed to be where Angie is.
Listen, you know
Yeah,
what?
it was supposed
If
to be
Petra's
her,
gonna
right?
sleepwalk, you get up in there, Angie.
I mean, I'm not no disrespect to Angie, but I mean, let's be honest. I mean, when Azarenka looked like she was going to rule the tour in 2011, 2012, she had no win against Petra. Petra was the one who was keeping her in line.
Yeah.
Now Kvitova is just like, I don't feel like playing today or whatever. You know, I mean, there is
She's
no
Golbusing.
Exactly, but you know what? She shows up for Fed Cup, so she shows up for Fed Cup, so check.
Oh,
check
shit.
They can make this shit.
Yeah. But you know what? Let me just say, I didn't see it coming, and so full on props to you, Caroline Wozniacki,
Yes.
Bitch,
for getting
please.
your ass through this draw. I know that's your favorite person, Janina.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Taylor Townsend needs to get her ass together because you know why she lost that match? Because I ain't gonna say it. She got tired.
Say it.
Her fat ass got tired.
Oh, I didn't mean. I thought you were gonna say fitness.
No,
That's right. No,
there is no nice
Keep
way to
going
put
straight up.
this. It's not nice. It's ugly, but let me tell you something. It is the fucking reality. That girl is huge, and she needs to get it together because she has game, and she could have and should have beat Wozniacki, but she got tired. Caroline can be out there for 10 damn days straight. Everybody knows that. She got tired. Townsend got tired. She needs to hit the fucking gym. That girl could be so awesome. Awesome.
She could be awesome, and you could have saved poor Janina from Caroline Wozniacki being in the quarterfinals.
And you can also save, let's not forget, you can also save Tien, because I'm telling you, I swear, the hatred Tien has for Caroline Wozniacki, Caroline stole his man. That's not the way I'm putting it. This has to be a straight up, she done steal his man, and she caught him in bed with his man. It's ridiculous. Sometimes it's like, boo. This is uncontrollable. You need to stop. This is
wait a minute.
This is crazy.
Master Ace and Maya, you all can call it what you want. Tell me to be nice to Taylor. I've been nice to Taylor for years. I feel like I've been defending her for years. She's beyond thick. She is a professional athlete.
Oh, she's not a thick girl.
She needs to get in shape.
No, that's not thick.
She's fat.
She's not thick.
I know it's not nice because it's not because it's an ugly word. What do you want me to say? She's overweight? Because she is. The girl is overweight. I would be willing to bet she weighs over 200 pounds.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, but she definitely weighs 180, 180.
I bet she does. But she's not that tall.
But you know what's funny is that everyone was ready to, I mean, and maybe this might be an issue where race has something to do with it, and also which Patrick McEnroe put out the information out there was not so nice in the first time around. But we were dragging Petra for having muffin top. We were dragging Bartoli, and they were nowhere in the kind of shape that.
But they were getting results even at their biggest.
That's
so
what I'm
saying. That's the thing. Sometimes you can't even call them on that because at least they were getting results.
But they were not. People were questioning their fitness. They gave to question it, and they were nowhere in the shape that thing. And if the odd thing is that Taylor could move.
Yeah, she is. I mean,
she could move so much better about 50 pounds ago.
But you know what though? She will. My thing about it is, listen, everyone can't look like Venus, right? On tour. At her best, Lindsay Davenport was always also a very big girl. So we also know the same thing can happen for Taylor. She doesn't have to be some svelte, bony tennis player. But yeah, because I think you could still be a fairly big girl. But my thing is just like, I feel like she used to be bigger. She used to be a little bit smaller, and she was still a good mover. So I don't want Taylor to disappear because she does have a really pleasing.
I don't want her to go away and come back looking like Bartoli did.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. But
you Bartoli, right? Be specific. Bartoli who's allergic to electronics.
Right. But she really needs. You know what? I want to see her do well. I want to cheer for her. I want to see her. She doesn't look healthy. She doesn't look like an athlete. She needs to get it together. But it is now I have to deal with fucking Caroline Wozniacki.
But you see,
this is the source of John McEnroe's ire against Nick Kyrgios. Because really, what you're seeing is people's frustrations about a player who you want to thrive so that you can maintain your interest in the tour.
But oddly enough, I mean, despite all of this and whatever, I mean, my thing about Taylor isn't because she's fat. She has a really wonderful game beyond any of the other younger American ladies.
Yeah, she's more interesting.
There's variety, and she's also fan favorite and engaging.
Yes, she is.
She's amazing.
And they just look dead.
They're dead in the eyes. I'm talking about you, Keys.
But I've seen her play doubles and mixed doubles. She's so much like, I mean, once you're playing with Donald Young, you gotta be the cheerleader.
Oh my God.
It's you. Ask that guy Nicholas, whatever his name is. Donald is always so negative. Donald, I'm coming for you, boo.
Oh my God. Well,
but Taylor is definitely, she brings in the crowd like US Open. She comes alive.
Yeah,
she should be in other places, in Melbourne. She should be in Paris. She can.
I mean, she can't leave us with Kanta. I mean, I'm just saying, like they were on par with the same. They were playing in the same type of tournaments, and look at where Kanta has emerged.
And
all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Kanta, Bencic. Who else? The poor one that slipped. Jeannie Bouchard. I mean, she's still having challenges, but we can't be stuck with Kanta and Bencic and
No.
Jeannie
I won't allow
Bouchard
it.
and leave Taylor alone. So
Exactly.
Taylor, we're giving you some tough love. We need you to do whatever you need to do, and see you in the second week of the Open.
Yeah. and not just in New York, but in Paris, in Melbourne.
On the clay.
And you know how good it is in Melbourne because you won Junior Melbourne and doubles and singles. So get your life together, Tay. Get your life together.
Get it
We're
together.
cheering for you.
What else
did you
what
see
else
this
did we
week?
observe? Okay, can we talk about Mugs?
Yeah. You know what?
Muguruza?
You know what she
Well,
needs, I
you know
think?
what? Realz called it. Realz said, can she put together three matches in a row? And I thought she could because I had her in the final. What's wrong with
her in
Mugs?
the final? I think she
Still waiting
needs
for
an
someone to
attitude
give me
adjustment.
some kind of explanation as to what happened in Paris.
There's nothing to happen. We knew that she played a ham. We're not even going to take her title. We knew something came alive for her there, and she was able to get through a draw. Maybe it wasn't that compelling a draw, but I think she made it work. And I have no idea what is happening because she's not injured.
What coach did she have in Paris?
The same coach.
Same coach.
Oh, she
same
was
coach.
Okay.
Same Sumik. I have no idea what's going on.
So let me just give you this sort of stat out there. In about the last 10 months, it's gonna be 10 months. Yeah, 10 months. 3 tournaments where Muguruza have won 3 matches or more. And of those 3 tournaments, she only won 2 tournaments where she won 3 matches and then she lost the next match. The WTA final in Singapore where she was red hot on fire and just completely just got
she was playing doubles, remember?
She was playing doubles, yes. So she got completely blitzed in the singles nonetheless, semifinals. Rome, which was just before Paris. She won 3 matches, got to the quarterfinals, I think it was, and then lost, and then showed up in Paris, and then she was on fire. Nope, she was definitely playing the better brand of clay court tennis.
No, she was comfortable there, I guess.
She was comfortable there. I mean, and granted that she's made the quarterfinals up better, I think, for 3 years in a row, I think, running. Mm-hmm. So it was definitely a place.
Maybe that's her turning.
Maybe that's just it.
Maybe she's going to be the new Rafa.
Oh, shit. Speaking of Rafa, were you surprised?
No. I had him going out to Monfils though on my draw, but that draw was fantastical.
Yeah.
I will say, props to that generation because that has to be the best match of the tournament, right?
It is.
It was great.
It
was a lot of fun to watch.
In terms of participation, in terms of tension, that is the best the U.S. Open has delivered.
I'm sorry. I'm seeing a cat.
Yeah, somebody brought a cat on tour.
Hey, this is what you get. Live with the Realz crew.
Did you watch it?
I watched. I didn't get to watch all of it because I was away from home and supposed to be doing family stuff. But I did watch the end.
You made sure you got your priorities right. Tennis.
That's right. Absolutely. So yeah, I watched the end. It was fun and. I was surprised because when Nadal was up, he was up a break in the 5th, right?
Yes, he was up a break.
And I thought, okay, that's it. And holy shit, and there were times in the breaker where I thought, well, okay, that's it. And I mean, you know what, Pui, good on you. Good for you.
Well, what's interesting about Pui is that he didn't go away.
Yes, he didn't become negative like I was getting negative watching the match.
Well, what's because there have been many moments, I think, where Rafa has been beatable and the opponent got negative, went negative and sort of lost their way, not realizing that Rafa wasn't 100% in it or something, because he was up a break in the first set, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
He lost the first set.
He got breadstick in the first set.
Rafa got breadstick, and then he was up a break in the second set.
Yeah.
And then he lost it, and I was like,
no. The guy was. The guy was up a break in the
second set. Lucas was up a break in the second set. And when Rafa won it, I was like, This is what young people do. They're gonna go away, you know.
They
But
give him time to get back up, you know.
yeah, but
The
he
favorite
just
player
was
is
like,
yeah.
he bowed his head and said, "Let's get back in this. Let's get back in this." It was almost like Rafa was playing a Spaniard, but not really.
Right?
I meant in the sense of like that dogged participation, which is slightly unusual for the French.
Well, I think you know what we need.
And
We
he
need some
didn't call the trainer.
perspective. We need some perspective because
What's the perspective?
I saw a tweet today, and it said because we didn't expect Rafa to lose because he's Rafa, but the
Oh, I
reality of
expected
the
him to
situation,
lose.
well, that's you're a different brand of people.
I'm a hater.
But
No, I mean,
Nadal,
but
here's the thing. In Nadal's last previous 8 slam appearances, his
Right.
cumulative points earned have been 1,315. Federer in his last 2 have been 1,440. Just think about that.
Well,
But
I
the
mean,
He's
difference is
not
that
doing great.
well, Federer's always been, and well, let's just make it. Federer's always been an all-court player.
exactly. That's
So
my
that
point,
he
actually.
generally does well everywhere, right? It was spectacular and noteworthy that Rafa didn't do well throughout the clay season. That's usually when the bells go ding, 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 ding. But this time around, we didn't have that because he had gotten to the final. He won a Masters.
Yes, he won.
He won Monte Carlo against Monfils. And what's interesting to me, just as an aside, is that people were talking about Rafa as if he was going to win this tournament. This is one of the challenges for me, as obviously I'm a fan. I'm not an expert. I'm an enthusiastic fan, and this is why we do this podcast, because we're enthusiastic about tennis, even with our shade. But one of the things I think is really challenging to me as somebody who wants to continue to grow and learn in this sport is how was it possible for people to begin to say that Rafa was the Rafa of old? How can you say that?
Because people are ignorant and they get one good match and they think everything's okay.
Well,
But the reality of the situation is, not all that long ago, he was walking around with a brace on his wrist, talking about he didn't know when he could
That's my point. Actually, he's coming off an injury, and then all of a sudden,
people were talking about all of the commentary, ESPN, all of the pundits were saying that Rafa was back, that he was back to deadly form,
Right.
and that he was trouncing people, and he was but they weren't analyzing his game per se.
Exactly.
Right.
And the problem is, for me, it's just like, look, when you're in the zone back in the day, like Leighton Hewitt. Leighton Hewitt didn't have a big power game, but he was speed. Defensively was crazy. The serve was always dodgy. But the problem with such a game is it's built on only such a physical point. It's that as soon as you lose an iota of speed, then you have problems. The same thing with Rafa. Rafa doesn't have that same quickness that he had before. He's out of position. His shots are not so sure anymore. And this happens in decline because his game was such a physical game. I mean, when Rafa
Why don't we talk about Rafa being in decline?
But when Rafa came out in 2005, all of the pundits said that Rafa couldn't continue his career in this manner.
You know why we don't talk about it?
Would kill him. Those knees would be the death of him.
But yeah, given the results, because I think
Right.
Ben Rothenberg tweeted this similarly. He tweeted all of not just the points that Rafa earned, but just
Right.
Rafa for the last couple slams, right? And
ain't
the
that
question,
pretty.
and it wasn't pretty, and nobody talked about the fact that for the past 2 years, Rafa has been in decline. Why don't we have that conversation?
And it has nothing necessarily to do with Novak.
Because
no,
there's
because he's not even
nobody else-
encountering Novak.
there's nobody else to talk about. He's still one of the stars of the ATP. We don't want to talk about him going away, so they don't discuss it. I think that's it. We have to talk
but then when you don't discuss it, you end up with weird commentary like Rafa's back to his dazzling self, and he's going to be dominating the U.S. Open.
And then you
guess what?
Tournament because people show up to see Rafa, and then Rafa loses in the second round, and they're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going home.
Well,
because everybody, because you know what was interesting? I thought Luca Puig looked far more comfortable on court than Rafa did.
Yeah, he looked uncomfortable from the beginning.
He looked like he was the one who belonged there. He
Yeah.
looked like if I didn't know better, I thought that Rafa was the underdog.
Yeah.
Rafa was the one who was seeded 20-something and not 4 in the world.
we are going to see this same exact thing in about 3-4 months if Federer comes back and has a couple good matches. They're going to say
What
the
are they
same
going to
shit.
say?
They're going to talk about him being a contender.
But the difference is that but the difference is Federer has been in finals in the last couple slams.
He has been.
You know what I mean? Like that's
he's been really contending.
It's gonna be the same in the sense that he's coming off a long absence, much longer than Rafa, with a serious injury. But the problem is they don't have anyone else to talk about. Who the fuck?
Well, not if you talk about players like John McEnroe. Talk about Lorenzi. I mean, I do think that this is related. I think it's related to sort of, listen, we make fun. We call folks from the satellite tour, we call folks scrubs. But guess what? We're not getting paid for this.
Is ranked 40 in the world. He's not playing fucking challengers.
You know what I mean? So clearly, but I think, this is what happens, I guess, when you have a tour that's built on a model of a couple of players.
But you know what's funny? You know what's really insane? I know for a fact, it can be proven, the journalists whose side I listen to us on The Secret could confirm that every day they get a package with player information.
Sure.
Okay? And not just like they get stats when they're leading.
For every player,
for every single player.
That's playing that day.
Particularly the later rounds when it's less player, you don't get a Bible. You get, several sheets of paper, back and front for it. So even if you're trying to be lazy and you didn't know it off the top of your head like we do know it sometimes, there is a script you can follow. And that to me was just basically, he didn't give two fucks about the game. I guess McEnroe, when they talk about Lorenz in this man or whatever the case is. Yes, he hasn't been producing on the tour. Necessarily in the slams. But when Nolan's stealing all the points, anybody can be ranked anywhere. And you could just easily move up whatever. Because, look, Goffin and what's his face? Benoit Paire really got there through playing challengers. They got bumped up to playing titles and faded.
And not even winning big titles.
So
speaking of, where's Novak Djokovic, and why does he feel strangely absent from this U.S. Open?
Well, because A, he hasn't fucking played, and B, when he does, he pulls some major fucking shady bullshit, and nobody talks about it because it's Nole.
Well, it's a weird feeling. Novak is the number one player. And yes, obviously, should clearly be the favorite, right? But I don't know if we're doing the same thing that we're doing with the Hillary and the guy where we're trying to pretend it's a horse race. I don't know. I don't know if that's what we're doing, but he's really been absent.
Not what we're doing. You know what it is? Nobody fucking cares, because I don't care how many times we have to say it. People don't like him. You're not going to talk about someone all the time that is clearly not loved. Why are we talking about Rafa? Because he is there and people fucking love him. That's it. It's no secret. Not to mention the fact that Nole is having his own issues off court that nobody wants to talk about.
Well, it's so weird though, because why did the off court become such a big part of the on court? Why was that necessary?
I think
because his game was suffering, and he brought it up.
He made it so too.
He has played like shit for his standards since Wimbledon.
Well, also he sort of push his old family time is the greatest time. Bringing the love. He sort of pushed that image where everybody sort of they kept their personal business to themselves. I don't think Murray has tweeted out a picture of his baby yet. Even winning Wimbledon, he didn't put his baby in the cup. None of that shit happened or anything like that. So I think that's kind of the thing. And plus, the Nole gods, how they're rabid and they're always pushing this sort of thing. So he sort of made it. But also, at the end of the day, just one of those things that, and the real truth of the matter, I think, in my opinion, is just that Nole just doesn't grab the people as opposed to a Federer, a Novak, or a Federer, or a Rafa, or a Agassi, or even a Radek, who wasn't even performing anything.
Well, it's really strange. Let me just point out, what's really strange is that we're walking around. I think it's also just a challenge for the ATP, I will say. Walking around the grounds right now, there are no pictures of Novak Djokovic in any space other than on the flagpole that says that he's won. So his image is not part of any of there's the Nike booth that we talk about.
But he's with Uniqlo.
But that's what I'm saying. But they haven't made his presence felt here. So again, it's sort of like a weird time warp, because if you walk around the U.S. Open grounds, it's a Federer / Serena universe. And Keys is was, you know, who Nike was pushing this year. But it's really, really clear when you're on the ground that his presence is missing. And so that's also sort of strange because he's the number one player and you're looking for signs of his presence here or signs of his dominance. Hasn't he won this tournament the last 2 years?
No.
Oh, the last one.
Hey,
last
no,
1
he
year.
only won the US Open twice.
Who won last year?
He did.
He did. Yeah, he won last year. Yeah,
Nobody
he
cares.
won last year.
See, look,
the year before.
nobody fucking cares.
No, I mean, but you know what? It isn't just necessarily that nobody cares, and that's definitely a part of it. But also, I think it is really weird the nature of the advertising that happens here.
Right.
I think because Uniqlo is his clothing sponsor, and they don't have as much of an overwhelming presence as has Nike or even like Andy Murray. He doesn't also have a presence here. It's a really weird. Like they have to do a better job of making you know who the top 5 players are on the ATP side. And I won't even get in on the WTA side because you just don't see. I mean, the only person you really see is
Serena.
And
Venus, I guess, because of American Express. She's with American Express
because of American Express, you see Venus, but you also don't see. I mean, the replacement for Sharapova is Madison Keys. She's now in the placement spots that traditionally would be held by Sharapova. It's just a weird vibe because you come into a tournament and you come someplace and you're trying to figure out, if you're a stranger, you're trying to figure out who you're supposed to be into. Yeah. And there's nothing around on the ground that tell you. Yeah, there's nothing around the ground that tells you who you should be into.
So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something because I did get a message from someone earlier asking if you felt like, I know we talked about it a little bit, but do you feel like attendance is lower?
Well, all I can tell really.
It's hard to, I mean, it's hard to say whether the attendance figure has to. I've seen the tournament tweet out that they've had record numbers. That's an interesting thing for us to kind of maybe unpack because you can always control how many grounds passes you sell. So I don't know what that actually means. And tickets are always available, of course, throughout the tournament for Ash. So that's also questionable as well.
Okay.
But what is interesting though, and also because of the nature of the way that the reconstruction effort has changed the landscape, it's because maybe they're managing people better, but it just doesn't feel as crowded. I've been at here when it's felt really oppressive and you're like, I can't stand all these people. It just doesn't have that feel to it. So today, definitely not. But, you know, who knows? It also could be people who are probably dissuaded by the weather. Maybe they were taught that it was going to, and they're like, fuck it, I'm not showing up.
Brian Boyd just put out, even the net is sponsored.
I know.
And not by Uniqlo.
Not by
Under Armour.
They just need, listen, I don't care whatever relationship you're going to have with the tournament, you better make sure that tournament is letting us know who's playing in the tournament. That's all you got to do.
And just to answer Master Ace real quick, he said, did they set records in attendance? We won't know anything until it's over, for sure.
Well, they've said that they've met their record. They haven't exceeded. But I've said that they've met whatever they had previously. I've seen from the U.S. Open account that has that's happened. I don't know about Labor Day weekend. I'd be really suspicious if they said they had superseded it. But who knows? Maybe just changing things around makes the ground feel fuller.
Because people are not in the
same spot. So it'll be hard to know.
Well, I'll be interested to see what the overall numbers are.
Yeah,
not day by day. I want to see the numbers overall. When everything is done.
Sean said, grandstand is beautiful, but not as beautiful as Pay Uber. And I saw and I saw thank God.
All I'm saying, but I will say though, that I think that this tournament is having a really good love affair with Serena. And I mean, this is probably going to sound really strange, and I don't know, because we're all Federer fans. We can probably say this, and I feel comfortable that we won't get attacked for it. But in a weird way, Federer's absence has really allowed Serena to kind of come out of whatever shadow he might have crafted for her.
Yeah,
that might sound really odd to say. She's now surpassed his number of wins at slams. I just feel like Serena is really getting the treatment that I normally see for Federer when I come here. Like all the numbers,
Nike has nobody else really.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like in Federer and Sharapova.
Yes.
Sharapova. what.
Yeah. So I
So-
mean, I don't know if anyone's observed that and noticed it even in sort of social media world. Like her records and or her performances are getting touted in the way that I've traditionally seen for Federer.
Well, he's not here, and also he's usually neck and neck in numbers. He
Yes.
has really solid numbers.
So that's just something noteworthy as well. I think that Serena is getting a lot of really like positive buzz. I mean, her presence is overwhelmingly around. I will say that this is more so than I've ever seen in the past, and maybe it is because she's the only Nike that's.
And Rafa too, but Rafa wasn't around, so I guess the sponsorship. However, they do sponsorship things.
Yeah, her face is very much present. So if you came here and we're looking to see who you should be cheering for on the women's side, it is very clear that it is Serena.
Right.
And it is very clear that she is the queen of New York.
Yes.
I think that's very good news for her.
And because she has been solid in New York.
Yep.
She has not missed the semi since 2007.
Yep.
You want to know what's not
Just
solid about Serena
2010.
this year? That fucking day kit.
Oh, the night kit is horrible too.
You know what? I don't mind the night kit. I really don't. But that thing, the day kit, looks like it belongs out of some 80s sci-fi movie. I don't understand it. I don't know why.
It photographed
anyone
well.
thought that
Andreen
was
pointed
good.
that out to me today.
The night kit photographs
beautifully.
It photographed well. Either which way. The day
I don't
kit
like
and
any of the sleeves. I'm not a fan of sleeves on anything.
I just don't like the whole thing.
But I get it. I get it. I see what you're doing. Is it 1980s? Is that the look? Is that where it's from?
She's wearing it to protect her elbow.
It's from the rubbish
She
bin, if you
kind
ask
of
me.
talked about it, but she wanted to
rubbish
focus
bin.
more on the fashion part, which that's not fashion.
Can I just say, I mean, let me just also admit my own failures from the last podcast. Serena's elbow is clearly not giving her any problems. Shoulder, elbow, whichever one is problematic. It's not giving her any.
Can't tell because,
none of her opponents have generated any problems.
Maybe I'm kind of making an excuse now, but maybe she's being a little bit more focused on her serving. She's not being lapsed on that because, I mean, that's pretty much for right about now. She may not be able to move as quickly as the other girls, etc. So that she has to get her serving right.
And I want no complaints about Serena's draw.
Oh, yes. No.
This draw is like a draw from Mana, right? Can we admit that?
Yeah.
It's a good draw?
Yeah, she has a very good draw. Oh, I think the only thing was Makarova. And Makarova was...
I mean, Serena's life is anticipated to get a little bit maybe challenging, but who knows?
Halep, yeah.
I mean, supposedly, but realistically, wasn't Halep almost eliminated by somebody?
Yeah, a couple times.
I don't know if it was like no. I think she had a difficult match. She went only 3 sets with somebody. Who did she go 3 sets with? Let me see. It wasn't Carla, obviously. Babos.
Yeah.
Tamia Babos couldn't finish the job. So Babos. I would be surprised if Halep was able to deliver any problems and have any problems with Serena. Unless she's decided that she's gonna like encourage Serena to hit a ton of balls.
Yeah.
But I just can't see. I can't see Halep bringing a game that is potentially
Serena's
threatening.
hitting the ball very cleanly.
Yep.
She's finding her ground stroke both in the back. She is serving a lot of aces. Most of them I think she did throughout the year, like consistently in matches.
Mm-hmm.
So she looks pretty good. I mean, like her tennis looks good. The outfit of just putting it out there. The outfit needs.
Is Pablo telling me I have no fashion sense? Is that what he's saying right now?
Probably. I liked Venus's outfit, but Realz does not like Venus's outfit.
Look, you see what? I love me some Venus. I love me some.
It's
Venus.
a beautiful dress.
Venus, you gotta get your edges together. But girl,
you do not go for Venus's edges.
Let me just say Venus. The floral print kit looks like somebody's grandmother shared, and I'm not always feeling that. However, it fits you fine. I am still know that it can be worse. Let us not forget that horrible Australian Open with that wedges. Let's not forget that garbage, that rubbish you put out there, that filth. Let's not forget
Tony,
that.
hey, guess what, guys? Tony likes the kit. Are you surprised?
No, we're not.
Is there a kit that Tony doesn't like?
Tony.
No.
Is there something that Serena has ever? I know. Is there ever anything that you've watched that you don't like? I love the colors, but I'm not a huge fan of the kit. I only ever really love Serena's kits at Wimbledon. Those are.
Oh, Bridge P says that you have to remember Serena is a huge cartoon fanatic.
Yeah, maybe, because she does look like, oh, does she look like Gem? Totally outrageous.
You know, I was
Totally
thinking about that
outrageous.
Oh my
color.
God.
Yes, it
The
is.
neon,
She's
whatever.
totally superheroing
You know what?
it.
Jem would do a little bit more.
Gem would do a lot better. All right, so
And
She's totally
we don't-
outrageous.
we don't have a
let me
lot
just
more
tell you
time
people,
since
I
you guys are.
unfortunately had to watch
Wait, what'd you say? Sorry. What did you say, Janina?
Well, no, I was just gonna say, we need to keep moving forward. We don't have a whole lot of time. You guys are sitting there at the tennis. We're not gonna, I'm not gonna keep you here.
Oh,
Nothing Andreen gonna miss to the mother match.
I think the Andy Murray match will not get started for a set, so I think we'll be okay.
Oh,
all right, so let's see. So
Judith is at mixed doubles, girl. I'll find you later. Don't worry. She's listening. No, she's
Hey.
Okay, good. So so we've got Serena versus Halep next.
Pablo says you have to remember that Tony wants to climb inside every Serena kit. Ooh. Tony, get him with AJ. Get him, Tony.
Maya says Serena's kit would be better without the sleeves, and I agree with that 100%.
Oh, and Pablo mentioned that serious point, Serena had her best footwork today since ages. And let me just point out the fact that Venus, girl, I wanted to get a ruler and spank you on those fucking foot today.
Yeah. When
Because
she was
you were-
in it, when
yes.
when her footwork was tight, she was able to get into the rallies and the return game. I mean, but you know what? I mean, I can't get too mad because, to be honest, that was the best match today. Compelling, emotionally
it just didn't work out the way that we
today.
wanted to.
Yeah,
Yes, I mean, the crowd, and it's so sad. The crowd was ready. I don't know what's going on. First of all, I don't know what's going on. We've been here for Serena and Venus matches in the past.
They weren't even like this when
they
Serena
were
lost
never.
last year to
Yes,
Vinci.
they were never
not
this
like this
into
when
this.
Serena lost to Vinci.
We could tell how well Venus was doing by the sounds we were hearing
watching Pierre.
Oh wow!
So we could tell. So we knew when Pliskova won a point, it was dead silence, and when she won, it was the same thing. I have been here for years. I've never seen this much accolade and just excitement about the Williams sisters in a long time.
Well, it's about fucking time.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because Black Lives Matter, but
only when they play each other, people get
only or when they play doubles. When they
Right.
played doubles, there was definitely that energy. But again, it was always on Armstrong, and those were the plebs.
Right.
So we were always excited to be watching this. But I've never had that much animation around the Williams sisters in a while.
Venus,
I get that. That's great.
Give the crowd back anything.
Listen, she usually says it after. She doesn't react when the crowd is responding to her, but she usually gives them a treat after.
She was more chatty and emotional on court today than I have ever seen her. Ever.
Well, she really wanted it because she knew she had
wanted
it. She knew there were moments where, I mean, Pliskova was tight.
Yes, Pliskova was playing well. I have to say that there were not the kind of crazy errors that I expected. She didn't go away when she missed those 3 match points. She played solid. Her serve was on. I can't fault her because this is a positive result because she usually doesn't get this fine major. She may come in being a hot ticket, but then usually flop in the earlier round.
But as good as Pliskova was, Venus could have still taken that match.
She could have.
And that,
she should have.
I mean,
yeah, she was there.
Yeah.
She was there.
Yeah, because getting it to a tiebreak was the win. I mean, can I just say the Venus love was very strong in the crowd. It was ridiculous. And there were Venus chants.
People,
yes,
they couldn't even say anything.
They couldn't. They had to
but
stop.
You know what they said after that match, Venus? They said those fucking bitches. We got them. They were fucking cheering and screaming, 4 more games, Venus. That was me. And then all of a sudden, be like, bitch, yeah, Venus.
And Pliskova saying,
girl, bye.
Pliskova saying that she didn't need that crowd. That she was fine with just her box.
Well, but that's
you know what? That's great. Listen, you don't say that shit out loud. You don't say that shit out loud.
Oh well, New York will always remember her. They will never care.
Yeah,
I mean that's just the way it is.
I was very much impressed that she didn't waver under the crowd because they were even ready to cheer for the double fall.
Well, listen, she wavered under the crowd because that's how we got ourselves to a tiebreak.
Yeah.
Let's just be real about that. That's how we did.
Are you guys surprised that Cilic is gone?
I'm a little surprised because you know what?
Quite surprised.
It was a good opportunity, right? And we saw him play in Cincy, and he was hitting the ball solid. But you
He
know,
fucked up.
Chilich didn't see an old person across from him, so he was like, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
Exactly right. He just saw Jack Saw
I mean, who's
Um,
losing to Jack Sock
in straight sets
in straight sets?
and not
and where is
dangerous.
Jack now? Where is he? Gone.
Gotten his ass spanked by Sangha. Could we talk about French resistance?
Can we get a clap for that, please, Janina?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how the Frenchies are making their way through this opening?
You know what
And I'm loving it.
Nobody is talking about Monfils. Are they stupid?
That's
Nope,
okay.
that's okay.
That's okay.
I am just watching him go quietly, very businesslike, working his way through. You know
But
what?
he himself, he isn't animated on the court.
No, he's not doing that.
He's
thing.
he's not
fine.
spending a lot of unnecessary energy.
But people don't
He
even
is
realize
just
that he's
being
still
very
around.
businesslike.
I
like that.
know. I know.
Yeah.
I
And
like
I'm just
it too.
waiting. I'm just waiting and watching.
We're
Because
just gonna
really,
be quiet and we'll
who's he
watch
gonna
this
run
Pui match.
into? I mean,
Tomorrow
nobody.
he runs into Pui. Well, listen. Tomorrow
Hey.
he runs into this, but listen, Pui's a banana. Pui's a slippery banana.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know you want to think he has a better shot with Pui, even though they played once and he beat him in 5 sets. You want to think he has a shot because Pui's tired. You would expect
And emotional.
and
Emotional.
the emotional upheaval of winning against a big gun. But I don't know. I mean, I still see Monfils getting through that, but I just it's I never want to project too far ahead for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just
But
be
I like
happy.
it.
Listen.
I like
with
it.
Sangha. But you know what? Again, let me just say, Jack Saw, you need to get to hit that gym too with Taylor Townsend. Actually, I don't even care if you do. But you know, because I
But
don't
for
like
the Americans, you
But
do.
for the Americans, let me just put this out. I think the American men, what they lack is good coaching.
Oof.
It's definitely
Don't you
lack
go-
good coaching.
Don't you go there because they got BG, they
sorry.
got
nobody.
John McEnroe.
No. I'm
None of
talking
them
about
are
people who
coaching?
coaching. No.
Those are coach possibles.
No. Well, actually, my problem is just like, it seems to be like for the American men, I see pals and parents. Donald Young, I'm talking to you.
Leave Donald.
I
Poor
don't
Donald.
understand at your age, Donald, you're still with your parents and your game is not developing. Y'all like keep hoping that the US Open will give you big riches. But just understand, the US Open is the tail end of the season. You should be winning points and getting ahead in the beginning of the year. Melbourne, you're supposed to come in Melbourne fit as a fiddle. People not winning Melbourne with people not winning Melbourne by necessarily the best tennis. Fittest. And y'all supposed to get your life together. All those American hard coaches are supposed to be doing well in those places, in Indian Wells and whatever. But I don't think they have good coaching. I mean, we're gonna get excited for Jared Dawson. And we're gonna get excited for somebody else. I think did Ryan Harrison, but we know Ryan is gonna flop afterwards. We know that.
I mean, it was a nice. I mean, I think there was some
cute.
interesting moments on the ATP side for the people who kind of.
If
broke
Ryan
through, but,
Harrison
you know.
really thinks he won that match, he needs to go take a cold fucking shower because Milos couldn't
Well, he
walk.
won it.
I mean,
W next
no,
day.
Listen,
Milos
he won it because he
lost.
got the cash.
Yeah, there's a W next day there, and there's
Celebrating
no
like a
REP
damn fool.
period.
Come on, boy. Get a
We all
grip.
know
Get
that.
a
But you know
fucking grip.
what? Look. A drowning man would catch at a straw, okay? And if Ryan Harrison's career isn't going anyway, he would take this straw victory and run with it as far as he goes.
Well, Bridgeby is right. She says, when you are America's last great hope, of course they're going to cheer for you. I mean, it's true. The Williams sisters were the last American standing. And as always, the final one standing at the end is Serena. In terms of non-doubles, obviously. Yeah, I mean, you know, she's really having her moment. And you wait around long enough and people come back around to recognize who's the greatest.
Because I'm telling you, in 2014, when she won,
they left. People left.
Which I don't even know. People thought that was going to be a contest.
Yeah, they did. They thought it was going to be close.
Wasn't giving her three
3 games, wasn't it?
3 winners, I think, if I'm not mistaken. 3 ground stroke winners or some ridiculous stat like that. And she was only lucky because Serena was giving her break.
Maybe. She was thinking about the dinner they were going to have.
People ran out of here like there was Doppler 3000 said Hurricane was on its way.
Right?
People ran out. And I mean,
and
Serena won her 18th major then. It was a big deal.
These people are just fucking fools.
Chrissy was here, Navratilova was here.
You know what? Let's talk about real quick about this whole race for number one thing. 'Cause I want to point something out. Kerber has played 23 fucking tournaments
That's how
this year,
you do it.
and Serena has played 8. This is the same shit that fucking Caroline Wozniacki did when she was number one.
But the difference
The
is,
difference
so
is,
much.
and she got a slam.
She got a slam. If
She
you
does
got
have a slam, and well on you,
That's
girl. But I just can't
Yeah.
take it. I'm like, okay, I get it, and you know what? It is what it is. If you've earned it, you've earned it. But
Well, nobody
really,
was trying to take away the fact that Martina Hingis had not won a major since 1999.
Well, I mean, the reality
and
is,
so Lindsay Davenport hadn't won a major
20
since 2000.
23 tournaments she's played. That's
but
what
this
it took
is
for her to catch up. That's insane.
a testament to how far ahead Serena was.
Exactly.
That's
What
what you
man
have
is
to
going
do.
to step
And,
up and do that on the men's side?
I mean, if you pay, I mean, Team is trying to do it. That's what Dominique Team is trying to
That's why
do.
he went
That's
for
how
Martin.
that's how he got up in the top 10. He's not by going deep in slams. So I mean, the furthest he's gotten was at the French this year by getting to the semis, right? But then I mean, this was a good opportunity for Team. I mean, this was a splat. This was a splat.
Delpo fans will take it.
Listen, I'll take it. He'll get some rest, extra day of rest for Delpo.
Did you see what
that
Delpo said today?
What did he say?
He said, I don't know if I'm in 2009 form, but I keep winning, so that's important.
Listen, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Because you know why? Because in 2009, you had to be in stellar form, bitches.
You ain't got to
I'm
this
gonna
year.
stay. To get through, you had to be in stellar form. This year, not so much.
Exactly. You're supposed to be in survival defensive mode and stick around. Take the opportunities when they come.
But you know what? It is good news for the tournament that he's still around.
Yeah,
because he's a
lovable,
recognizable
yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Came to tennis through the Olympics for a brief moment. You
Right.
know him.
Listen,
And if you have a long memory, you remember 2009.
I
So
have
that's good
never,
news.
And the
I've never been
Argentinian Spanish contingent are out there like this is football. They are.
They are. They're everywhere. They've even got their
Yeah.
football jerseys on. It's fucking hilarious. I love it. I didn't realize how much I missed him, to be honest. I mean,
Delpo?
yeah, because I was
Actually,
never a big fan.
let me
But
just
it's really
put your
nice to have
receipt
him
live.
back.
Let me just
He's about to give you a receipt.
I've always been like, fuck him. But it's nice to have
No,
him
no,
around.
no, no, no. I'm gonna give you even a more recent
Come on,
receipt.
all right. Come
You
on
were
with
like, this motherfucker ain't coming back.
Well, this is the same thing this bitch is saying about Federer. Look at her.
Right.
You said this earlier in the year. You
I
said it's
know.
time for Delpo to quit his career. I think we
I
said this
did.
last year too. But
I
you know what,
did.
Delpo? Congratulations for proving us wrong, mainly Janina wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And you proved Andreen wrong as well and myself by you saying, we said, you needed a one-handed backhand.
Yeah.
And boo, you were coming over that two-handed backhand and slicing and dicing, motherfucker.
Well, you know what? We should know that the off-pace ball would throw these motherfuckers off.
Correct.
No doubt.
I thought Federer wants some slabs. If we're telling the
That
truth.
damn slice. He'd be like, what? You wait a minute. I don't know what to do with this ball. This ball looks different.
Man, right,
And
right.
and for a tall guy, he's moving very well.
And I do think for some weird reason, it confuses people when they continually try to hit at his backhand of their game. Do you know what I mean? Like they're always trying to get in position to attack his backhand.
Yeah.
When maybe that might not be the best thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you need
Right.
to stretch him wide on
For
the forehand
yeah.
side.
Yep.
But you know what? I think they're afraid to get burned because when that crowd said "whoo" and start clapping when a forehand winner goes in,
Well,
it's demoralizing.
It is demoralizing when you get a fucking thrusty forehand coming at you.
Yeah, it's that cute. And when you see it up on the big screen again now,
Is that like someone coming on your face? Is that really embarrassing? I'm just kidding.
Mr. Stan Wawrinka should be happy
I'm
that he's still around.
Stan is still around, slumping along as always. I mean,
The
I thought
only
Stan was
some
injured.
people like come in the face. I'm
No,
not
no.
saying
The only fucking
As a matter
reason
of fact,
he
we're
is
talking
still
about Stan.
around,
I'm
Stan and
Stan and
Delpo.
Delpo.
Oh,
he should.
Stan and Delpo right now.
The only reason his ass is still around is because
He
who
played Marchenko.
No, before that. Who was that
He
match?
was
The really
supposed to.
good
He
one.
was supposed to take.
Evans.
Evans was supposed to take him out.
Okay, listen. Evans, at the end of the match, after he fought so fucking hard, forgot you don't play to Stan's backhand. I mean, it's like he totally lost his fucking mind. I'm
But
watching
you
it
know
and
what?
I'm
You
going,
can if you drop
quit
it low.
Look,
playing to
a
his
scrub is gonna be a
backhand.
scrub, even when a scrub is trying to be a top player.
Stan was
And you know
lucky to get
what?
out of
Dan
that. No,
Evans
yeah, no, he was lucky.
usually
Stan
plays.
was lucky.
He
He was
was lucky.
lucky.
But you know
And
what? Every now and then a winner from a tournament gets a lucky escape. That might be
yeah,
his.
hopefully Dan Evans can take this because you know what? Dan Evans, boo, the gym because I see some man boobs. I saw some man boobs, boo boo. I'm not lying here. You're giving me a little Marcus Willis like, boo boo. You
Oh
cannot come on the
shit.
top. You cannot be in the top in this ATP because this is no longer the Ivan Lendl kind of game where you could slice and dice and wooden racket, boo boo. Or even Lendl was even at Arthur Ashe stage, I should say. Okay, boo. You gotta get in shape.
But I
You
will
gotta
say
get in
though,
shape.
if we had lost Stan in that match, the Evans Marchenko match would have been a 5-setter for
Oh my
Armstrong.
god, and it would
Do you
have
know
been
what I mean? Like
horrible.
it would have been horrible, but you know what? It would have been a 5-setter. And it would have given the crowd on Armstrong
Oh,
something.
Yeah,
Brixby
I
just pointed out
guess.
that Giles Donaldson left and went to Spain to train. Donald Young, you had that opportunity too.
Donna was like, I ain't going to see Rafa. I ain't going to Spain. Listen, it's
Oh,
not about Spain. No what?
said with Donald, his world is Atlanta and his universe is Georgia.
Snap. Well, those are big worlds and they got good food there. So I guess that's all he needs.
Peach cobbler, boo boo.
Anything
Man.
else that anything else
Oh,
noteworthy that
and Kat,
happened?
y'all
I
said
have
yes, points in the early in the year matter. That is why Rafa has already committed to Brisbane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to do it. So
I
a
have a
couple.
rant. I have a
What?
rant that
Uh oh, tell me
stems
your rant.
from the McEnroe John.
Okay.
Motherfucker, listen. You do not
Oh, I'm holding
get
on.
to say about an clearly injured player that if they don't want to play tennis, maybe they should find something else to do. I am so sick and tired of every person using every excuse under the sun to come after Nick Kyrgios. He said something not very nice. So the fuck what? Get over it. Get over it. That is no reason for every single time that he steps on court that he is the asshole that doesn't truly want to be there, that doesn't work hard. Yeah, he throws temper tantrums. Yeah, he says nasty things to the press. Well, you know what? I fucking wonder why. Because he gets treated by everybody who is supposed to be his peers. And I said it on Twitter, and I'm going to say it here. I don't care what anybody says. This all stems from what he said to Stan about Kokonakis banging his girlfriend. It all comes from there. That's where
I think
all
it
the
was day
major
before.
well, no, that's where the major hate comes from because he supposedly attacked Stan. However, y'all better get your lives right, get some fucking perspective, and wonder why you are giving Stan Wawrinka a pass for going after a 15-year-old girl when he was married with a kid at home in his 20s. Because that shit is nasty, and in many places, it's fucking illegal. So get over the young kid who is not groomed properly by your standards, running his mouth, and think about somebody who, in some countries, would be called a motherfucking pedophile.
Snap. Okay, but let me run on that though with another aspect of the rant. I also really believe that the ATP knows what's going on. The ATP knows that it is in danger of moving far into irrelevance with the loss of the top names for them on the tour, say in the next 2 to 3 years. What they would prefer not to have the hole that happened with Hewitt during the Hewitt era.
Right.
They don't want that hole. What they want is they want a clear transition between Fedal into the next generation very quickly. So part of John McEnroe, because you know what? The funny thing is the next day John McEnroe said Nick Kyrgios thing. He's off the Nick Kyrgios bandwagon. Because that's what the rage stems from for him, is that he needs Nick Kyrgios to perform. Paychecks can continue to be written. You know what I mean? It's like they're frustrated with the next generation. And their frustrations are coming out on television. It's the same thing with Donald Young. I don't respect the McEnroes from the Donald Young fiasco when Donald Young was playing Federer and they were pissed that he wasn't winning a lot of points. I'm like, who did back then? But they were really pissed off about it. But again, I think it's real frustration on that side about America's lack of talent on the men's side.
They don't have proper coaches.
That's fine. And they need to put the blame where it needs to be, because the blame would go on themselves, though, but they don't want to do that. So they're going to put the blame on the player. They're going to put the blame on the external to them. And I think that's what you're seeing. I think what you're seeing is, yes, I think Nick, I wholeheartedly agree with you, Janina, on that whole piece. But I also do believe that there's a huge part of it that's about frustration with the younger players not stepping up.
Well,
that
and you know
night,
what else?
They wanted a match. They wanted a fucking killer match. They wanted that kid to go out there and they wanted a 5-setter and they wanted to like jizz all over themselves with that match.
But
and
you know
Nick
what
did
else the
not give
problem
them
is?
that.
I'm going to tell you something else. The problem is they know that Nick is their guy. They know that he could be the next superstar, and they
want
can't
him to
fucking
be.
stand it because he isn't the classic boy next door image. Because he does have the game.
And also, Nick probably called them out on their bullshit, that they can't control him too.
Well, listen, you got to shut that shit down. You cannot have people talking about what's going on in the locker room.
No,
because we all know that people are doing shady shit in the locker room.
That some of the shit that Nick is talking about, like, you know, the treatment, etc. He's been telling the truth. I just think sometimes favorable treatment happens. You know, people getting special treatment, etc. I think Nicole Gibbs pointed this out, not necessarily special treatment, but you know that the rules don't always apply equally.
To the same players.
They don't apply to the same players. And you, even when
the younger generations have been ranting about that for a while now.
Yeah, you're not being consistent about the rule.
Yeah.
Today you're gonna be calling people for time violation. Tomorrow you won't, and people are abusing the rule.
And you know, and they all recognize that there's a world of top 5, and then there's the rest.
Exactly. So I mean, like, people want to be, and Laura Sigmund, don't be trying to come for Venus about time violation, girl. It ain't the time, okay? Venus is a senior citizen. She's helping you get a paycheck. The reason why you're getting that big money for your third rung appearance, Granny B. Williams. So don't do that, girl. Tease your hair, get some moves in that shit, and get your life together.
So what are we excited about what's coming up for the rest of the week? What do we think?
I'm excited about pretty much nothing on the women's side.
I'm not excited, but I would love for Serena to get 23. Is it?
Well,
23
I'm
here?
expecting
23.
it, and that's why I'm not excited about it.
How are you not excited about something you're expecting?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing on the women's side that's really like catching my eye, making me feel.
So
like,
you mean to tell me you're not waiting with bated breath for Kara and Sevastova?
Oh my God! No.
And I mean, trust me, if Kerber gets to the final and it's Kerber versus Serena, it's gonna be.
That's what you want, right? You want that Kerber versus Serena final.
Hey,
because you want the number one to come out of that, no?
Sure.
Whoever wins that, you want to emerge as the number one.
Yeah, even better.
A Kerber versus a Serena versus Vinci. Press go.
Oh, Jesus. You know what?
Well, actually, a Serena versus Vinci final solves one problem, which is that Serena gets to hold on to her number one. So that problem gets solved. She gets to surpass Steffi's number. So it solves two problems. The Vinci thing becomes the headache. You know, it'll be interesting. That's really, those are the only finals I think would be interesting, no? Any other final from the women's side would be interesting for anybody else?
You know, and I wanted Kerber to step up and do something here. That's what I wanted. And it didn't
What do you
happen.
mean?
I wanted still in the draw.
Or not
She's
Kerber,
still here.
sorry. I meant Kvitova.
Oh, well, no. Well, that was your first mistake.
Yeah, obviously.
Nobody's getting on a bus with Petra.
Rich, we said this all the time.
I know. We know better, right?
Listen, you only get on a bus with Petra if you got a dick, okay?
Well, you know what? I've got Monfils in my final, and I'm keeping him there.
Well, I had him in my final. I still have a chance of getting my final that I want. Within the next 2 days. I could still, but I still have my Monfils, and Delpo final is a possibility.
Yeah, it is a possibility.
Venus has already broken my heart, but you know, Venus, that's okay. You gave me a great match.
Right? It's got to be worth something, eh? All right, you guys.
Oh my.
Let's wrap it up. You guys get back to the live tennis.
How's it going, by the way? What are
Um,
the
I'll
Let
tell
me
you.
just say that I'm very surprised at the fair number of scrubs that I've seen getting through, and I'm happy and excited because y'all are making some money at their lives to get Edmund. These people usually don't even come out of qualies, so I'm excited to see them here and hopefully spur them on to get into the gym because Murray can't carry that flag alone. Okay, mistreating
That's
Murray
true.
when
That's
he
nice.
lose, calling him Scottish when he lose and British when he's winning. That ain't right. Okay.
well,
Grigor and
I
Muzza are on serve in the first
on
2-1.
the first
Yep.
2-1. We're still plenty of time.
Yeah.
So somebody did, our fearless Bridge P ask us, did I miss the Keys discussion? What's there to say about Madison Keys?
She needs nothing.
I keep
Nothing.
saying Keys be locking herself out of the door. That's all I keep saying. She just
Well, I will say first and foremost that Madison Keys was lucky to have gotten that far, because if Allison Risk had a killer instinct, she would have been done in the first round, and we wouldn't
right.
have had any of this issue where we had to begin to think that Madison Keys might do something. And it was also the same thing with
Osaka.
Osaka. She was being
I think
outplayed the
Osaka
whole time.
was I think she's going to learn a lot from that match, and I
Yeah.
hope that she comes away from it stronger. I expected that to be a good match. I was really looking forward to it, and as I was watching it, I expected Osaka to win, and her nerves got the better of her, and she choked. And you know what? She's young, and it's going to happen. And I just really hope that she can take something positive away from that, because she had Madison on the ropes almost the
Yeah.
entire match,
So
and it was a great thing to see.
My
So-
problem with Madison Keys is the same thing that generally Realz says about Madison Keys, which is that she doesn't have a B game. And
Yeah.
like, you knew that when Caroline Wozniacki saw Madison Keys' name, she was like, I can deal with this.
Yes.
Yep.
She was like, I can deal with this.
I got this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make her run,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna keep hitting balls at her, because she's going to get frustrated enough that she's gonna start hitting them out, because
Yeah.
that's what happens to Madison
Did
Keys.
they play on Ash?
They played on Ash, of course.
Okay. And this is the thing, like I just feel like ever since I saw her live in person,
Madison.
Madison, people were getting excited about her. About the next match, I was like, girl, no, we're doing this again.
She doesn't have any
She
control.
doesn't have any B game, and this is what, because honestly, Osaka wasn't necessarily doing anything special out there, and I think that's part of the problem why she choked, because she herself couldn't come up with something. It's Madison was definitely giving away the entire match. Madison gave away a set and a half, basically gave away the match.
She did the same thing with Allison Risk. But it's really interesting to note that about Madison, though, because when she decides, whenever she calms down, whenever she calms down, and what do they say? They usually say whenever she doesn't go for too much in her shots and she makes the court smaller.
Yeah.
Then she is just perfectly fine, right? She's like, she's got a big serve. When she hits her spots with the serve, then it's fabulous, and she's not running around, and she's not hitting a ton of balls. When she's able to do that, she's great. But if you ever have to have her do a lot of problem solving, if you ever have to ask her to change up her game a bit, she has no answer to that. But if you allow her to play her game, she's like, I mean, that's exactly what happened to Risk. Like, it was like a moment where she just realized, oh, wait, let me just not go for so much. And she was fine. It was over.
Like, I mean, I don't know how to describe, but to me, sometimes I see a lot of these women and men as well. It's almost like the head can only take one strategy.
Well, I don't know if the head can't. I mean, she has that game. That's her game.
Right. But I mean, like, again, like, I mean, there's no coach in the world to telling you that your game, your A game is going to be working every day you come out on court.
Yeah.
You know, there's nowhere coach could be saying, I hope not. And that's the thing. So I've seen Madison go on through several different coaching changes now. And there just isn't a B game. There is nothing close to, like, it's when she's on, she's very, very good. When she's off, she's well off. It's like Kvitova. You're either missing by a country mile or you're dead on.
Yeah.
You know, and Madison Keys is too good of a player. It's not injury, whatever, neck, shoulder.
This time around, it wasn't. Yeah.
It was nothing of that. She is definitely fit. She clearly showed that she can be up there with the girls and hang with some of these big girls, but she clearly just not interested in getting her life together.
interested. I think Madison is very interested. She's a little bit like Garbine. I think they both understand the potential of what they can do in this sport in terms of money and in terms of resources that are available to them.
But I don't see that fight, that hunger. Not seeing that.
Well, you
I'm
know, maybe
sorry
it's
to
because
say,
there's so
and
much
I mean,
around that's, maybe it's because they understand that the platter is there for them.
that much to
They
get.
don't. They don't. I
It's
mean,
true.
that's kind of the same thing that happened
Because
with
again, I
Monfils
keep
and
saying,
Sanga.
I,
The Frenchies lay that shit out for them, so they never even really had to get very far to do well.
maybe we're gonna see something interesting in Kiki Garcia and Benoit off the team. Maybe we might see something different. But I keep saying for the longest while, I don't understand how a 36-year-old Venus Williams is the number two American. Number two American.
Very clear.
There is no question about the fact that Venus sees you have a Fed Cup team. It's Serena and Venus gotta go. It's just that, isn't it? Nobody else is reliable. And I'm saying that about Venus. Venus, it's far more reliable
Okay,
than Madison
can
Keys.
we respond to Chris? I love this, Chris Everett's question when they asked Chris Everett what was going on between with Muguruza, and she's like, I don't understand this.
Oh, she said, oh, you're asking me that? You got the wrong one. I didn't have
Well, you
that
know
problem.
why? Because Chrissy loved winning. She loved winning so much. She did it, what was it, 100 and something time on
Yeah.
clay
Well,
for nonstop.
But what they were
Right.
asking her was, why was she having a letdown after winning the French? And Chrissy was like, I can't relate to that because she backed her first Grand Slam up by winning the next one. So, I mean, it was like some major, beautiful shade throwing. But Chrissy's just crazy.
But
You know what she said today? She said today during Venus's match, there's so much momentum. Oh God, it was classic. Wait, there's so many momentum swings in this match that there's no momentum. That's what she said.
But I understand it, right? You get
I
it.
understand too, but she's like, are you?
No.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
she
I'm
says
like,
no one
this
is
crazy.
sustaining their own
Look,
momentum.
look,
That's what she's
I
saying.
think it's time that ESPN have a workshop and something for these commentators because they're fucking out of control. They're out of control. They're ridiculous.
Well, I
some of
mean,
this
they're
shit,
a little bit like. I mean, I will say they're a little bit like they're in love with the top 5 or
But
10
you know what?
players.
But you know what?
That's it.
I did listen to Lindsay Davenport.
She's very good.
Lindsay Davenport made something on the John Wartime podcast, and she said that a lot of commentators are getting notes from
Their coaches.
agents,
Yeah.
from coaches, from sponsors. So maybe that's what we're seeing. Too much money. People are trying to get extra paycheck. And there
Well,
are
we already know that's what's
and there's a
happened
lot
with
of
Johnny
conflict
Mac.
of interest going on here. Conflict of interest. So maybe we need to stop that shit. Or maybe ESPN needs to decide or put out a disclaimer saying this brand of commentating. And if you want something real and genuine, you need to go elsewhere for that shit. Or
Right?
maybe you need, because it gets infuriating. It's disrespectful. And you know what? It happens in every sport too. Like in the NBC Olympics, I'm telling you, Missy Franklin came last, and they spoke about Missy Franklin for that whole 100-meter backstroke. And
Oh my
7 other
God.
people beat her. And they didn't even mention her name. But, like Dan Hicks and, Rodney Gaines, this is ridiculous. But, it's too much. And, we can't just be pushing the American agenda. Yes, it's the U.S. Open. Yes, we're in New York City. It's not about a country dominant. It's a beautiful sport with people from all around the world. And we need to celebrate that. And John McEnroe, don't be asking where Svitolina comes from. Because Janina got a name for her and everything. And Svitolina is been around.
He didn't know she was.
By Justin.
He didn't know. Well, you know what I love? Clearly, he didn't even review the notes before
Exactly.
the
That's what I'm
broadcast,
saying.
because
Maybe
I'm
it's
sure that
something
was on the
to
notes.
do. But you know what? Maybe this is why Serena said maybe people need to get an education. Can he read? Do we know if he can read for that?
Oh my God.
Maybe these are tough questions we need to be asking. But seriously, it's a little bit ridiculous. We need to get our
Oh
lives
my
together.
God, that was
And
great.
let's make tennis fun, not just for people who are here, but for the viewers. And they complain. I mean, people weren't even saying. I'm surprised. A lot of people came out against Johnny Mac.
Well, yeah.
And to think they had to rail against Johnny Mac for someone they didn't even like, Nick Kyrgios. I mean, come on now. Come on now. You know they were really serious about that shit. But anyway, I never answered what I'm looking forward to other than the Serena. I think on the men's side, I'm just hoping that number 1 and number 3 and number 2 can go home.
I'd like
I'm
a
hoping
new
that.
number. I'd like a new
Yes,
winner
because
for
I
the
think the
U.S.
other players
Open
who are
for the
left on
men's side.
tour are dynamic. There won't be a Chilich win. was
Yeah.
kind of dead.
Yeah.
You know, it would be dynamic. It would bring some new energy and whatever. The
Yeah.
veteran old guys
Get it,
run around.
Monfils?
You might get it. You know what I mean? I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Even if Delpo, you know, sticking through your injury, you know, there's a
Yeah,
much more
that's a nice
compelling
story.
narrative to win another US Open. Stan won his US Open for the first time. Because you know Stan ain't selling. You can't sell Stan, right?
Some
Just can't.
people try to sell it.
I mean, his fans would love it. I mean, I'm not trying to take
Yeah.
everything from the fans, but I mean, in terms of like
In terms
growing
of
the
the
sport
sport,
and making
yeah.
it bigger, and you know, getting
I think
new
a Serena
viewers.
Delpo win would be very
Yeah.
emotionally satisfying for people.
So you know, I'm all for that.
Maybe.
Well,
Alrighty.
maybe. That's what we want. And
Yeah.
we're this is my first day, and my last day is gonna be the men's semis. Oh no, yes, the men's semis. I'm going to the women's semifinal on Thursday night, and I will be here on Friday. So hopefully I get a good show for the remainder of the week. And just as a reminder, for if anyone's listening and you live in New York, just remember that Thursday is Community Day,
Yes.
and you can come on the grounds for free and
Yeah.
watch doubles, and probably some juniors on the outside court.
Yeah. And someone might give you a ticket to go in and watch a match or something.
Exactly, because somebody always gets pissy about
Yeah.
whoever's winning and leaves and says, "Here's my ticket."
Yeah. That can happen. And just to let you know, I'm really, really close to Andreen right now. Like really close, like straight close. People think we're a couple. That's wonderful.
You should
Janina,
be
aren't you
so
jealous?
lucky. I look fabulous.
I
Yeah,
am.
she does look fabulous. Jealous, aren't you, Janina? You had her
Totally.
in all to yourself.
I
And
know.
having
I'm being traded back and forth.
Ah.
The other thing is we got to get Realz to leave the
I was
post.
gonna say a name on the WTA tour, but I ain't gonna say it. Nick, I'm not gonna make your mistake. I learned
Oh
my
my
lesson.
God.
I'm not gonna make your mistake.
All right, guys.
We're following the leader and
Yeah,
sharing
that's good, because,
partners.
we're two black people sitting in an area where there's not
Oh
many,
my God,
yeah,
the
and,
posts
you
are
know,
not
the
coming.
popo
Okay.
might come on.
Okay, fine.
I love my black life to be mattering, you know, and I like it to be alive.
It's been wonderful, y'all.
Thank you for listening to all the comments, folks. I do enjoy my fans. I enjoy the fans of the podcast.
Fans, FAND.
Yes, I'm really happy that you come out and listen to us all the time and give us positive feedback. And for those who listen to us and don't want to give us credit, please send us a check, please.
And lovely drama girl, we will be addressing your question about after the US Open. I think we're gonna have like a little roundup about things that have in the fall. I think we're gonna have some conversations about sort of some of those issues that have emerged in the tour this year. So
and we can put it out here. What would you like to see improve for the tour the next year?
yeah.
Because you know you don't really study tennis after the US Open. Until
Listen, tennis goes to Asia, and so do I. All right, stop it.
Yeah, because mind you people are all up and ready for Melbourne time, right? But when it goes to Asia, they're like, I'm confused. I don't understand the time difference. I don't know.
me.
I'm at work.
That's just Janina.
I need to call the future people.
I can't do it. All right, guys.
All right.
Good night.
Thank you, folks. Good night.
Night.
Good night.